Hey, it's Phil Ratcliffe with Rebel Financial, and thanks for tuning in again today for another one of our live broadcasts. Today we got Brandon Jones from Brandon L. Jones Photography. We're going to change the subject a little bit and show you a little bit about what he does. And I think a lot of us know some professional photographers, but what Brandon does is a lot different than how most of us know photographers. So just to get started, Brandon, tell us a little bit about you and how you got into photography.
Well, I came to CCAD in '97, and I was actually going to get into special effects, like computer 3D graphics.
Work on
and I was aiming
rings
towards
and
that.
stuff.
Yeah, and then whole time I was doing photography, and when it got towards kind of junior year, I had to make that decision. I want to jump in that, and then just kept going with it.
Did it?
Yeah.
And then did you work for like a agency or bigger company before starting your own business, or?
I freelanced at places as an assistant for, I don't know, probably 5 years or so, maybe off and on shooting and assisting, and then went full-time shooting after that.
Cool. So, like we had kind of mentioned at the beginning, your business is unique, in the fact that you work more with businesses and doing product and services and what's so. So tell us a little bit about like how your business is different and what you do.
Well, it kind of depends on what the companies are selling. So I've photographed like a company in Dayton that but uses flies for feeding fish and fish farming areas, and shooting their environment and these flies and stuff to shooting higher end products and shooting with Verizon and different stuff like that. It's just kind of whatever people are kind of selling, which I think's neat about what I do,
And then a lot of times you said that you do work with different like marketing agencies, so like they're trying to put together a message or what so, and you're help adding the imagery.
Yeah. So they can plan out stuff for months, and then we collaborate with the ad agencies and art directors to make their ideas come to on image.
Cool. So, just to help people, because not everybody's artistic or what so, but what is the importance of good photography or imagery for a business or a product or what so?
Well, I think a lot of people think that it's just you got to have the best camera, but I can have the worst camera as long as I know how to light something and make it look beautiful.
Yeah.
Whether you want it to look daylight, evening, morning, overcast, like whatever. You want it to be real edgy, real colorful, whatever you need, just being able to make that happen.
Sure, and getting the right light and shade, and I think a good photographer, like I look at like some of your pictures and what's so, and what's in focus and what's not in focus, like really make something look
controlling
cool,
someone's eye,
versus just horrible blurry picture, or even if something's in focus, then the background takes away from it, because you didn't do it right, or what so.
Sure.
Okay. Can you share with us maybe a story of a client or somebody to where, doing the right kind of picture, photograph, like made a huge difference, to them, that changed something or turned it around or what so?
I don't know, because usually the clients I work with have an expectation coming in. So they've had past experiences with other photographers, or they've been in the business for quite a while, so they already have an idea in mind.
Sure.
Just being able to hit those expectations or change lighting on the fly, which is not always the easiest thing to do.
So you're mainly working with bigger companies that know what they want, and you're just meeting their expectations.
Yeah, usually.
Rather than maybe some Joe Schmo mom and pop that was taking iPhone pictures that steps up to a photographer and didn't realize the difference that it would make to their product or service. Because that's kind of what I was getting at.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, I do have smaller people come up, just not huge companies, like smaller businesses that come up, and I do photo shoots for them as well. You got to have a vast variety of clients to be able to make it. And they notice a difference, because a lot of times they're trying to do it themselves, compared to when they'd come in I would do something for them. Yeah.
Sure. And it's I bet we think about it in our personal lives of maybe before you get married, or you got to look good to attract other people. It's like if you're a business, you got to. I mean, for the same thing that you're selling or doing, if you don't put a good face on it, it's the same thing. People aren't going to come.
Well, anybody
and
can
peruse,
relate,
right?
relate to looking at a menu and looking at a picture of food, and you're like, no.
The old greasy menus that they haven't changed in 20 years or
But
then
if you order it, it's good, but then you see it, it looks terrible. But then you look at, if you just look at even like a Wendy's or McDonald's thing, you look at those burgers, they look pretty slick.
Yeah.
They never look like that when you get them.
No.
And that's what I do.
Yeah. So when you do that, how much of that stuff is you're using the real product versus like a prop type product that looks the same but it looks better on photo or video or something like that,
It depends upon, so if the company is selling food, so like a fast food company or something like that you have to use their actual product.
Yeah.
It's actual
because it would be
law.
false advertising.
It's an actual law. You have to use the food product.
Oh.
You can't use fake stuff. Now you can use the food product and you can put like deodorant and oil and whatever you want on the actual product, but you can't use fake product whenever you're shooting food.
So then they try to make a really perfect one.
Yes, and they can go through like boxes of, say for instance, hamburgers. You get a box of hamburgers and they pick out
the best one.
A few of the best ones out of the whole box.
Yeah.
Buns, etc. Yeah.
Okay. So let's look through. We're going to change to where we put some of your pictures up here. I think we got some of the Verizon pictures right here, and maybe tell us a little bit about them.
Okay. Well, side note, the website's fairly old. I haven't had time to, which is a good thing.
You've got a lot of pictures up there, too.
I've been too busy to update it, so that's good. But this shoot was actually pretty fun because it was in, some of them are from other, so when we did this is basically 4 different
stores,
Verizon locations. I believe one's in Michigan, one was in Texas.
Yeah, that one's huge right there.
And one was in Mall of America. And the Mall of America was the big one. That's their flagship. And we do all these, and this is all shot overnight when the store's closed.
So you can control a little bit better who's coming in there and saying what. And
and just so we don't disrupt their business.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a pretty hectic shoot. It was about 2 days, all night long.
Wow.
And the place was being built when we first shot it. The Mall of America one was being built at the same time that we were shooting it, so they kind of have to fudge some stuff. And then we'd move, and things would move, and.
So how much stuff did you have to bring on site versus just using the natural lighting and stuff that was there?
I bring all my own lighting.
Yeah.
For stuff.
And it's because you can't really see anything because obviously it's out of the shot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then you have all the different angles, so it makes it feel like it's not there. But obviously you must have had a lot of stuff there.
And there's an army of people that usually are behind the scenes on this stuff.
And you've done a lot of stuff here. I see, Whole Foods and different clothing, and I know you do a lot of food stuff as well too, right?
Yes.
Any of these you want to speak to? Any that we should click through and kind of look? You can check out Brandon's website too. It's just brandonljones.com. And it's got great stuff. Obviously, he'll put some newer stuff up there.
Yeah, at some point.
It shows how good he is. I think good photography is probably timeless to a certain degree, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Until there's something
unless
like going from black and white to color. What is the next tech thing going to be? And
unless
they'll take our old
tech
color.
in there, then it ages it. But.
Yeah, that's true. But food, we tend to like some of the same foods over time, right?
Yeah. So like the Sassafras Bakery, it's a friend of mine. She's in Worthington. And she's too busy now to do as much stuff, but we used to do a lot of her stuff when she was getting ready to start her business. So she was a smaller business, getting ready to do that stuff. So
that's cool. Yeah, that's what we were talking about before, where it's kind of blurry up there and nice and
that's kind of
that looks cool.
They say that's like controlling the eye, basically. I want you to look at that one and pay attention to that, and the others kind of
background,
so you can kind of control somebody through a scene.
Yeah. Because I know I've gone through a couple really good cameras, and I'm horrible. I'm trying to get my marketing person. I'm like, here, read this big book and get good. Because there's so many settings on it, and I can never figure it out. And the auto doesn't, I mean, it works good as I'm going to get. But I'm sure that's how you're getting this stuff, is you know how to work all those things on the camera to make it.
The only thing I use usually is manual on it. I don't know how to work most of them either.
Isn't it? Right? Because it's like, yeah. That's cool. All right. Any other pictures you want to go through?
I mean, you can look at. I know the Vegas graveyard. It's fairly old, but it's cool.
And then that's more outdoor versus most of your stuff being indoor and more controlled, right?
These things were. I even shot this with film on a landscape camera. That's pretty old, but they're super slick.
Yeah.
And like awesome. those are taller than you, Phil. So it's pretty. So they're pretty tall.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of weird because you look at all that and it's not like there's much there to tell you how big it is besides the phone poles.
Yeah.
Back there. But then it's tough to tell how far away it is. It's like those commercials or those pictures where they put the pencil in there.
Yeah, right.
Or a dime or something. Yeah, those are cool. They look kind of retro.
Well, this is what was on all the old Vegas buildings, back in the day, and then they just collected them.
What'd you do this for? Just for personally, you were there?
I had a makeup stylist, Susan Quint. Mm-hmm. Went there and did an art show, and I was like, "Where's that at? I want to go there and shoot that too." And it already changed since when she went there, because they'll do movies and music videos and stuff there. If you have enough money, they'll move this stuff around with cranes and all this stuff
into the organization that you want it.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. Okay, and then so we talked a little bit about how you need to manipulate the lighting and sometimes the set, and you use a lot of props and what. So you have a big studio. We went there once when you did professional photos for us. So tell us a little bit about that and the importance of it.
Well, we have like fake walls set up, so we can do fake room sets. We can do kitchen setups, and then I have decent amount of dishes and stuff like that. Somebody wants a red dish, they want a white dish, they want a smaller white dish. So we have a variety of that stuff.
Yeah.
So when we're on, we can make choices on the fly. Same with we hire out as we need people. So set stylists, prop stylists, food stylists, all assistants.
And I mean, because you were telling me you just finished up a shoot. You guys have a kitchen, but they wanted a different kitchen, so you built a whole nother kitchen.
Yeah, we had a. I helped build on some of them. I know set guys, and I had one of my friends who does construction stuff that actually helped build the rest of the set. And then, but in the past, I've actually used people who are just dedicated set builders, which is pretty neat.
That's cool.
They're super talented.
Yeah. And they work for like the theaters and sometimes for OSU and extra help probably, I would imagine. Well, cool. Well, Jonathan's probably been putting up your contact information, but if somebody was to want to get in contact, what's the best way, to kind of get a hold of you?
You can use my email, or you can go to my website or Facebook or call. Yeah,
so it's on the video. If you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, we've been commenting, so it'll be down there as well. Anything last-wise you want to leave everyone with?
I can't really.
Yeah.
Can't really think of anything. No.
Cool. So picture's worth 1,000 words, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Or maybe 1,000,000, whatever it is. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining in. Thank you, Brandon, for coming and sharing with us.
Appreciate it.
A little bit about what you do.
Yeah.
Join us next week. We're going to have Bradley Ike in from Serene Smiles. They're doing a lot of cool new things with their dental practice to make it a lot more customer friendly. So be sure to tune in. The next week we're going to be off for Christmas, and after that we're going to have Megan Charbo in from Studio 614. We did a paint, wine, and dine there and thought it was awesome, so we thought we'd have her in to tell us about that as well. So you guys have a super weekend. Stay warm, and we'll see you next week.